Have you ever wondered why YouTube reviews almost never say anything negative about the product? I used to wonder that too, but I found out why last week right here on GearGasms. Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm Alan Barnes, your host. If you're new to the channel, it's mostly garbage, but I would still encourage you to subscribe. Last week, I did a video on the Positive Grid Spark 40, and I decided to give it an honest review. I also decided to share my feelings about the delays and the lack of communication from Positive Grid. There were literally thousands of people saying those same things in comments on other YouTube videos and also on Facebook pages and also on one of my favorite internet places, the Gear page. So I merely voiced that into the video, and then the backlash started. First, so many people were happy that I did that, and they were actually impressed that somebody told the truth in front of a camera on YouTube. But it's just so funny how so many people claim that they're so hungry for honest, non-compensated, non-shill reviews on YouTube. Then you give them one, admittedly a little over the top at the beginning, they lose their minds. You just can't win. Now I'm going to focus just on the amps. I'm going to do a little bit of tweaking. I'm going to leave reverb on because it's just so damn gorgeous, but I'm not really going to get into the pedals in this video. We're just going to scroll down the list of amps. One other thing I'm going to do is people had asked me about the SmartJam feature, playing along with your own tracks. They did fix that between the last video and now. Alright, I'm going to run through just the amps, no pedals, just a little bit of reverb. Amps that have less gain, I'm going to use single coil setting on this guitar. Amps that have heavier gain, I'll switch to a humbucker. I am going to play the same riff for the single coil stuff over and over again, mainly just so you can hear the amp against the other amp with the same exact riff. I apologize in advance, it may get tedious. I'll try to keep this video moving along. First up, we've got the Roland Jazz Chorus 120, the ultimate clean amp. Let's see how it sounds. Fender Blackface Twin. Next up, a clean orange. Next up, matchless. Alrighty, is that sloppy enough for you? Sloppy, sloppy Joe. Tweed Bassman. I like that one. That's a favorite. That is one of my favorites. So chewy. Here's another one of my favorites, AC Boost. I love that. Now here's an amp, I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. It's called the Checkmate. If you have some idea of what it is, you can educate me in the comments, in between calling me a dumbass and criticizing my sloppy playing. Let's hear how it sounds. called the Two Stone. I'm guessing it's a 2 rock. I don't have $1 million, so I've never played one of these in real life. Let's see how the poor person's version sounds. Oh, I love it. Fender Deluxe, and yes, I said Fender. GearGasms number of the week is 3,000. Can you believe it? This stupid channel has made it to 3,000 subs, and it has been a long, slow, arduous haul. But I truly, truly do appreciate all those 3,000 weirdos that for some reason think this channel is worth watching and subscribing to. Thank you so much. All right, next up, the legendary Plexi. Gotta love that. JTM 45 is up next, and I'm so glad they have both of these models in there. They're often incorrectly conflated with one another. They're from the same era-ish, but they're quite different. Deluxe reverb. It's worth noting that what this does a good job with is the mid-gain stuff. A lot of modelers fall short. They do beautiful cleans, they do mind-blowing dirt, but in the middle where it's just a little sandy, they often fall short and they just don't sound organic. Here's another amp, I'm not quite sure what it is. They call it the RB101. Again, if you know what that might be, help a brother out. Whatever it is, I like it. Now we're getting into some of the stuff I really like. This is one of my favorites. It's called the British 30. It's another orange, naranja, as they say in Espanol. All right, here's another one. I'm not really sure what the real amp's supposed to be. We're getting into high gain territory. You can hear the hum a little bit, and got a new riff for you. It'll sound refreshing after the last few minutes. Whatever it is, I like it. Soldano, another one of those $1 million amps I could never afford. Alrighty, I like that. I don't know. The next up is a Marshall. It's a Yangui J Malmsteen edition. I think it's really a JCM 800. Let's see how it sounds. Now keep in mind, I'm not goosing the gain on any of these. I'm sort of just accepting the gain that they give me. I'm not cranking them up. They all seem to come in with the gain set around 2 o'clock, which is probably a good place to have a default. This is, of course, the Mesa Boogie Dual Rectifier. $51.50. Here's another one. I don't know what it is. The font looks a little bit like Black Star. No clue. They call it a switch axe. Help me out, peeps. Whatever it is, I like it. Daddy likes. Oh, how creepy can I get? I prefer to be called Poppy anyway. It's an Espanol thing. The Orange Rocker 5. Lastly, but not leastly, we're not doing the acoustic and we're not doing the bass amps because we're not. This is the Brown Eye, the old Friedman. Let's see how brown we can get. There we have it. That's a rundown of just the amps. Hopefully I played sloppily enough for you guys to have your fun in the comment section and hurt my fees. All right, one thing I'm going to do real quick is people talked about tweaking. You didn't tweak anything. Since we're already on the Brown Eye, let me give thy some tweak. Like I told you before, the default gain setting is kind of 2 o'clock-ish. Let's turn up the gain to 10. I do find turning the knobs a little tricky on the fly. It's because my fingers are quite dumb, as you pointed out in the comments. So let's add a drive to it. Let's forget about the compressor right now. Let's go with the classic. Here's a problem. Hear that noise? As soon as you put the tube screamer in it, I'll get rid of it for now for the gate. I don't like the way the gate cuts off notes. We got the old tube screamer on it. That's how it sounds. So let's turn it off. Flick it up. Turn it on. Gives it a little more something, just sort of tightens it up, sort of like a tube screamer does in real life. Can't hate on it. try turning it off for a lead. Turn it on. Off. I did have a member of the Spark Owners Club on Facebook that asked me to sort of do just another demonstration of the SmartJam since it wasn't working last week. It is now, so I'll show you how it works. You come in here, you pick your Apple Music, and for what I'm hearing, Spotify is not really happening, but I'm not going to import anything right now. We'll pick a song and we'll see if we can play along. Hopefully we won't trigger the copyright police. Let's see how Billy Idol sounds. What did we learn today? We learned that so many people say they want honest reviews, but when you put one up, so many of those same people will gang pile on and give you the blanket party from hell in the comments and other places on the internet. So for those people who complain about shills and then you give them something that's real, even if they don't disagree with it, and then they scream for their mommies, you get exactly what you deserve out of YouTube. You really do. We also learned that despite my bumpy start with the PG Spark 40, a lot of the things that were wrong in the last video have been fixed, most notably the SmartJam. It still won't play your specific music through that function. It'll go to YouTube to find the video and play the song, but it does a very, very good job of pulling in the correct chords. The voicings aren't always correct, but it does that very, very well. We also learned that there may not be 1,000,000 amps in the Spark, but the amps that are there are very, very good. As always, a thank you for your time. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. I got new t-shirt designs. If you don't buy one, that's cool. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, do not tell the Spark Owners Group on Facebook about it. But whatever you do, I want you to stay healthy. I want you to keep your sense of humor and open mind. And most of all, I want to keep seeing you back here week after week for more GearGasms.